game we have coming up here. A top 10 team perhaps walking right into a trap. As any fan of college football knows, when you go on the road, you never know what you might run into. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the home of the USC Trojans, the storied Los Angeles Coliseum. As we'll see the number 8 team in the country, the Washington Huskies. And the Trojans will kick it away to start. And he takes this from inside the 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. So Washington's offense will have the first crack at it in this one. And after that performance last week, Jesse, it'll be interesting to see if they can get the big tight end as involved as he was a week ago.
He really did. He was good out in the field. He was good down near the red zone. He's a matchup problem that you know this quarterback is going to be trying to find early in this game. The defense has to have a plan for him, David. It'll be interesting to see how they try to defend him.
Right, and that's the problem. It's so hard when your best playmaker is a tight end to plan for him, because how you treat him is everything, and they can still run the football with him, and they can still throw it to him, and he's just a nightmare matchup. And you want to slow him down, like make some of those easy touches a little bit harder for him, but you know he's going to get hits.
Turning it on! Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
Wow, how about the stop-start speed? That reminds you of Napoleon Kaufman or Bishop Sankey, Myles Gaskin, great Washington Husky running backs of years past that just made defenders look silly because of that stop-start ability. This dude has some wheels.
Hey, QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. You got a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, first down.
Connection to the right. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down.
Well, it's a great job by the receiver fighting back across the DB there to get to the inside, locate the ball, and catch the slant.
And the Huskies have it with a 1st and 10. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. They've moved it into scoring territory, 1st and 10 from the 11. Looking downfield on 1st down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this.
Touchdown, Huskies! The offense puts up 6 with that trip to the end zone.
Well, you know this offensive coordinator scripts his opening 10-15 plays, and he didn't even need that. They went 9 plays and scored a touchdown. Everything working perfectly. They look like a well-oiled machine early in this game offensively.
And he's coming out of the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Trojans offense will have its first possession of the game. We have got a tremendous matchup between these two running backs, both stars in their own right, and David, both ready to make a huge impact.
I mean, how fun is it to have 2 guys, one on each side, when they have the football, like they can go the distance. Just dynamic speed, great vision. These defenses are in trouble because these guys can touch it a bunch of different ways, and Palmer, they can hit home runs from anywhere on the field.
And I think what makes them really unique too, David, is that they're very versatile guys. Both guys can run between the tackle box. They can take it outside. They can both catch the football as well. So no doubt the game plan for both offenses, feed the running back as many different ways as possible and just let him go to work.
Looking deep down the right side. He's got it inside the 25. He just brought some serious energy, making that huge play and getting it all the way down to the 23-yard line. The inside handoff. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Rides the back on the option to give.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Facing 3rd and long from the 21 and hoping not to settle for a field goal. To the air, it's Simmons. Throws for the end zone. Touchdown, USC! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. He wants to start this drive with a pass. That's caught. It's Williams. He gets it past the 30, and they'll get him out of bounds at the 32. Let's talk for just a second about Washington. If they seeded the playoff today, these guys are in, but we know they're not content with that. They want so much more, David.
They do. And this squad has been building and trying to get to the point where they can get to the playoff and be a national champion. And right now they're in the mix, which is really, really good halfway through the season. A lot of work still to be done, Palmer.
Yeah, this coaching staff really at this point is just trying to keep this team focused as a top 10 team halfway through the year. It's about attention to detail, and that's got to show up in this one today.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive.
Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies. They went for it all, and it paid off with the score.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Out of the end zone. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Hammers ahead for a yard out to the 12.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. Would they go for a big play on 1st and 10? Wants to throw. It's Simmons. Fires to the middle. He's got an open man. Brought down at the 47, but not before he ripped off 15.
It's a really nice job out there making the catch. I feel like fans are always expecting one of these Trojan receivers to be in the conversation would be the best in the country, right? Because of the success they've had in the past and certainly in more recent years. There's a lot of pressure to play that position now at the Coliseum and at USC, but this guy right here, he has been making his mark on this offense.
Wants to go up top. Caught in the backfield, it's Jordan. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Defense came into this one prepared for these quick receiver screen passes. Nice job beating blocks at the point of attack and rallying to the football.
They've got the ball at midfield, but they're facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Trojans will punt this one away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. The early scripts have worked trying to add to this 14-7 lead. Looking to throw on 1st down. Picked off. What a play to set him up. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
And that's just excellent coverage. Man, cover one, nowhere to throw the football. Look at everybody playing man across the board, and you still got the safety in the middle of the field. Nobody open, and if I'm the QB, man, I don't need to force it. I don't force it into tight windows if it's not there. He throws it, unfortunately, gets the interception. Bad decision by the QB there.
To the air, it's Simmons. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a 1st down without scoring. 3rd down. Looking to throw. Under fire. Took a shot as he threw. Another incompletion on 3rd down. And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. And he'll boot one from the right hash. He ought to be able to navigate that angle from this distance. And this one is perfect. That'll bring him to within 4. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go.
Well, they're able to get a field goal and put 3 points up on the board after getting that interception. You would have liked to have seen the offense do a little bit more with that possession, give themselves an opportunity to score a touchdown. But listen, teams will take 3 points any way they can get.
So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Wants to throw on 1st down. Using the quick game. And he steps out of bounds, and that's going to do it for the 1st quarter. That's the end of the quarter, and Washington has the lead. And we've come to the end of the 1st as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. So 2nd down here as we're back at it after the break. Quarterback making checks. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Right down the middle. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. The Huskies come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch. This Washington offense moving quickly down the field. Running back searching for a hole. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line?
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play. And
oh, he's got some space. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Huskies started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for loss.
Not many hiccups on this drive, but it's 2nd and 13 now. Looking to fire. Dumps it to the back. He put it out there for him, and the senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection. Ninth play of the drive coming up, but this one will be tough. 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. He's got it on the move. Touchdown, Washington. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. They're going to have to be more aggressive in this drive. You can't expect to win this one, David, kicking field goals.
No, especially when you're trailing. You got to have a little more urgency and maybe a little more aggressiveness, Jesse. And field goals are not going to get it done down the stretch.
Yeah, you're going to have to take some shots, no doubt. Bottom line, when plays present themselves, you just simply got to make it.
Back to throw, it's Simmons. Rushes on him. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing.
And there's a great example of living to play another day. QB in the pocket, nobody open, throw it out of bounds.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Pocket breaking down. And the Trojans will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. The speed, the shiftiness, the elusiveness, all on display in that sweet return there. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Hand off from the shotgun. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. They'll go right back to him. Able to make the stop after a gain of 2 to the 22.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
This is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. Dropping back, it's Simmons. Punch it out of the air.
Complete some of these hitch throws early, you're setting up the hitch and go. Later on, you can pump fake that, and then the receiver can pirouette right up the sideline. That might be a home run play for the offense.
Now the play fake. Caught in the backfield, it's Matthews. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Trojans come to the line with a new set of downs. Might as well give it to him again. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know, the runner just has to have a little bit more patience. He bounced that thing outside a little too early, and as a result, lost yards.
Back to pass on second down. Got out of trouble and throws. Makes the grab. It's Wilson. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. And the Trojans are moving quickly down the field. The give is to Miller. Hard running there. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Grab near the marker. It's Jordan. Chopping up this defense, and they've got it all the way down to the 23. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. Back to pass, it's Simmons. Got a man. So now it's 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. And the running back able to get his hands on it, but what he couldn't do is keep his feet in bounds. It's incomplete.
And that's a hard thing to do as a receiver, but because you want to catch the football and you want to get upfield and make more yards, but sometimes you got to realize, I just got to toe tap that thing. I just got to get one in, get the completion. That was a missed opportunity right there.
He'll take a shot. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down. Now looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. Splits the uprights. Good. That'll make it a one-possession game. The lead is 8.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Guys, it's been an entertaining first half, and not a lot of time left to put some more points on the board.
No, but you got this possession right here to maybe go into the half tied up. So, good first half, but a great way, Jesse, to end this first half.
Yeah, you'd love to take that momentum into the second half. And listen, this offense practices 2-minute every single week for this exact situation. They'd love to be able to go generate a few more points before taking it into the locker room.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking to fire. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half for the offense. They generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
They might be thinking back-to-back big plays after that last one. 1st and 10 from the 32. Finds his man. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. The Huskies can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
Ooh, there's an example, Jesse, of a receiver making his quarterback look bad. Most of the time, you make it look good and cover up for him. All those balls y'all don't throw online, but oof, that would hit him in a pretty good spot. He needs to come down with that one.
Might be changing the route. Looking to throw on third. Hauls it in. The change will move, and they'll have 1st and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18. And the Huskies have pushed it inside the 20. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency and getting first downs and staying on the field. You saw another great example right there running the football. Anything they want to do right now is working.
Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Finds his big tight end. Tackled there by the defense. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Play number 11 on this drive. The defense has yielded ground, but they're trying to get a stop on 3rd and goal. Back's got it. Touchdown, Huskies! And they take it in for 6 more points. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to try to get a touchdown this time around, Palmer.
They may have to get out of their comfort zone here too, David, a little bit and just start being more aggressive and take some chances, but that's what's going to have to happen for them to win this game.
Yeah, and when you're losing, obviously everything gets heightened. Everything becomes more critical. This drive is crucial because you've got to cut into this deficit and put some points on the board.
We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
Now, you put those slot receivers in there, and here's why you do it. You back them off the football a lot of times, but who's guarding them? A lot of times those are linebackers. Those are safeties. You get those good matchups where you can feature one of your speedsters, and a lot of times good things happen.
To the air, it's Simmons. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. The Trojans will send out the punt unit. He'll take it on the return. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Oops, someone moved just a bit early, and the offense is going to pick up a penalty.
False start on offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Bunch formation for these receivers. Making side adjustments here. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. He'll loft one deep down the left side. Incomplete. He took a shot on the final play of the quarter and couldn't quite find his man. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, looks like we've had a compelling start to things there in Los Angeles.
The Huskies will line up to kick off and start the second half. And he's coming out of the end zone. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Down 2 possessions to start this third quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here in the second half. So now you're down. I got to maximize every single one. Put your best plays together. Start this drive off on a good note.
Yeah, it starts right here. Obviously, you can't get it all back on this drive, but you can create that momentum. You can create something special and some energy, but it's going to start with this offense here executing at a high level.
And it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. It'll be interesting to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move. And the Trojans have it with a 1st and 10. Makes the catch. It's Wilson.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receiver somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
And they'll stop him just short of the 1st down, just inches away from moving the sticks. 3rd down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores.
And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get.
And I know that defensively too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successful.
And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on 1st down and set up a short yardage on 2nd down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on 2nd down.
Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. The Trojans come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Tries to slither forward on the sneak. He just needed a yard on 3rd down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up.
Well, and he gets stuffed on that QB sneak. He's just not doing a really good job of reading the crease and finding a little space to kind of tuck into and drive his feet. He's just running himself into a wall there.
Well, and how about the big boys up front? Make a crease, push somebody back, create some space. There was nowhere to go.
You know, I like the idea to go for it there on 4th down, too, because at this distance, it's definitely not a gimme field goal, right? So your best chances of scoring points and paying this drive off are to go for it on that 4th down, and, of course, they go out and get it.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
To the air, it's Simmons. Here's a heat. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
Sometimes you beat your guy and you get sacked so clean, and sometimes, like on this play, the DBs do a great job covering, make the QB hold the football, and then the rush gets home.
They boot it away. Really nice job all the way around. Got a few blocks, made a couple of moves, and a good return on that one before he's pushed out of bounds. The give to the back. They knock him down after a gain of 3 to the 23.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Not a lot of room, but found his way ahead for 2 out to the 26.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open.
Oh, a lot of space. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. They don't seem interested in inching the ball down the field. That big play sets him up. 1st and 10 from the 36. There he goes. He turns this into a nice gain and gets down to avoid the hit.
And if I'm this defense, man, number 1, 2, and 3 is stopping this quarterback, and he's done it by air and now by land. Like running the option, having success. We got to get dialed in. He is the playmaker on this offense. I got to go stop him.
That's a ball that this offense should be able to complete. They had the coverage they wanted. Receiver ran on the route. Just an inaccurate throw by the quarterback.
They'll go back to the air on 2nd down. It's complete to the right. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run. Washington comes to the line with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. They stop him behind the line of scrimmage. He ran through one guy, but not through the rest.
Well, this running back has had a pretty good day so far in this game. I think the key right now is for the defense to find a way to slow him down. He had a good run 2 plays ago. The defense gets the TFL on this one. I think you got to change up your fronts defensively and try to give this offensive line different alignment looks to see if they can confuse him.
Still some work to do here on 3rd and goal from the 3. Looking to get it in. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the 1st down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set. Why aren't you getting past the 1st down local? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good job knowing where that was. But now, 4th down, offense has to make a decision.
Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. The decision to go for it does not pan out. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. The goalpost breathing down their neck as they're backed up in their own end, starting to drive from their own 1. Give to the back. Sweet cut there. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Long way to go for this offense. 1st and 10 from their own 12. Got a man. It's Jordan.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Back to throw, it's Simmons. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Got him downfield. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down. And the Trojans have this offense rolling. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Grabbed behind the line, it's Jackson. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the 4th quarter. We've reached the break. Bow down to your leaders, Washington. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. As we start the 4th quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. And a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. He wants to throw it again. Grab near the marker. It's Miller. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39. The Trojans with the 1st and 10. Caught in the backfield, it's Matthews. Makes the grab almost to the 1st down marker, but a good pickup on that one. And the Trojans in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Well, the good news is you got the first down running it there on second and short. But the bad news is you're down by quite a bit here in the fourth quarter. And 2, 3, 4-yard gains aren't going to get it done. You've got to start chucking this thing vertically to get back in the game.
Got it! He gets it in! Touchdown, Trojans!
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
And with the lead sitting at 9, they'll try to make it a one-possession game. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. On the move from inside his 5. Just an outstanding return there and really sets up his offense nicely. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on fourth down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. That's caught. It's Williams. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
The defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get 2 bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer for this guy.
Quarterback making adjustments. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Throws to the wideout. Complete to the left. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22.
You got to love how they just continue to do what they do. It's the fourth quarter. You got a lead. There's no reason to get conservative. We're a passing offense. Great job on first down. Better job on second down. This offense continuing to stay in a rhythm.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead late in a game like this, right, you still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense is doing.
That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. So this offense has the lead. They have the ball. They have the clock on their side and a chance perhaps to clear it out of reach. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. 2nd and goal for this offense. Touchdown, Washington! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. With that last score, things comfortable here in the 4th as they are headed to a 7-1 record.
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined, and the QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
But it was a nice job in play calling too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
Looking to throw at Simmons. Fires to the big fella. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. The Trojans in the hurry-up. Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. He hurls one deep down the left side. Makes the grab on the big throw. And it looked as if he might take that one all the way to the house. Just ran out of a little steam, and the defense finally got him. Wants to throw again. Grabbed over the middle. It's Jordan.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. You're going to win this game.
Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack.
And sometimes you got to know when to give it up, right? As a quarterback, you feel it. You can't hold it that second too long when bad things can really happen. You could tell the clock went off, and he was throwing that puppy away.
Looking to throw for it. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much.
Well, on 3rd and short in field goal range, they dial up the pass play. Quarterback was trying to get through his progressions. There was just simply nobody open. Couldn't make an accurate enough throw. Ball falls incomplete. Now setting up a big decision here on 4th down.
Bringing the heat. And they got him. A sack denies the try to convert on 4th down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. The give as they work on that clock. Got the 1st down, looking for more. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
No mystery on that play. With the lead, we are going to run the ball. You know it's coming, and we are running right at you. Right into the teeth of the defense, and there's...
Breaks into the open. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Now it's a 1st down from the 43-yard line. They'll run it to the right. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Looking for a gap. It's Young. Stuffed on back-to-back plays. He got nothing, and now they're looking at 3rd and long.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and leading the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
On the direct snap, it's Brave. And this Wildcat is going to be declawed, stopped in the backfield.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Washington trying to convert this 4th down. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Washington sends out the punt team. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. Boots his first of the day away. He was called on 4 times in the victory last week. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs, on first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in. Yeah, and you're just running at a time where you can have these small gains where the clock continues to run. This offense definitely got to have some urgency. Down, late in the game, I need to force some plays, Palmer, probably down the field.
And if you're the defense, you can have that all day. We're going to play big zones. We're going to keep the ball in front of us. We've got the lead. You're going to have to make catches like that and make us miss, but you want to keep throwing those little dink.
Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. No room to return, but no problem after making a play like that, and they'll have it at the 25.
Such a hard position to be successful in when you know you need 2 scores and it's under 2 minutes. The defense, look at them. Great job playing pass, understanding the situation, breaking on the football, and ending this football game.
Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. Winning can become a habit. Now they've won back-to-back games and probably building a little confidence from that.
And you want it to be a habit. That's what you talk about as a coach.